All you got to do is write down what you want. Because the scripture says this, write the vision and make it plain. And even though it take a long time, wait for it. For surely it will come at an appointed time. God don't say nothing he don't make true.
What you're believing for, the dreams you've been praying about, they're already en route. The promotion is coming, the right people are coming. You may not see any signs of it yet. What you can't see is behind the scenes, God is moving the wrong people out of the way. He's arranging things in your favor, lining up the breaks you need. God didn't bring you this far to leave you. You may have big challenges, but we serve a big God. That dream may look impossible, but God can do the impossible. And even when the odds are against you, God is for you, and He's saying it's on the way.
You got to keep the faith. It's going to happen. See, my first vision board I wrote when I was 10, I wrote I want to be on TV. I flunked out of school. I've been living in a car for 3 years. Guess what? I'm on TV.
Life has a way of pushing us down. If you're not careful, you look up and you're not believing like you used to. You don't see how your situation could ever work out. You don't have to figure it out. Our job is to believe, saying, God, I may not see a way, but I know you have a way, and I believe my breakthrough is on the way. It's just a matter of time before it shows up. If you don't have this anticipation that it's on the way, then it can keep it from happening. You have the most powerful force in the universe breathing in your direction. When He speaks, Red Seas part. Dreams come back to life. We look at our circumstances in the natural, but He's a supernatural God. No person can stop you. No bad break, no sickness, no failure. Get your fire back.
People in here way smarter than me. People in here got way more degrees than me. The Bible says a man without a dream or vision shall perish. So guess what? You can't outvision me.
Maybe at one time you believed things haven't turned out the way you'd hoped. God is saying it's time to believe again. You haven't seen your best days. What God promised you is still going to come to pass. It's not too late. If it would have happened sooner, it wouldn't have been the right time.
Because a blessing given too soon is not a blessing at all. I can give my son the car keys now, but had I given it to him when he was 5, it would not have been a blessing at all. Sometimes my goodness is proven by my ability to say not yet.
I used to pray, God, give me everything in a hurry. Now I've learned to pray, God, don't give me anything too soon. Don't open a door that I don't have the grace to be there. Maybe somebody walked out on you and did you wrong, but don't give up on your dreams, live hurt and wounded, thinking they ruined my life. They don't control your destiny. What they did may not have been fair, but God is going to make it up to you. He's saying new beginnings are on the way, new friendships.
I have learned that every blessing doesn't come to stay. Every friend is not going to be a lifelong friend. And if they walk away, don't stand there and cry over what was, because if you'd have needed them for the future, they would have stayed.
Behind every moment of adversity in your life, there's always a lesson and there's always a blessing. Sometimes the breakup is the blessing. See, sometimes you got to get rid of a man in order for God to give you the man that you really need. You just can't act too miserable.
I don't want you to define success or to ask God to preserve the temporary. God brings some people in your life to get you from point A to point B.
You may have struggled in your finances a long time. You can't seem to get ahead. God is saying, I have increase on the way. I have favor, promotion that have your name on them. Why don't you get up each day and say, Father, Thank you that abundance is coming my way. Thank you that you're opening doors that no man can shut. When you live with this expectancy, that's when dreams come to pass. But too many people have given up on what God's put in their heart. They tried and it didn't work out. Now they think the dream is dead. Never meet the right person, never come into abundance. But what you think is dead is not really dead. God doesn't abort dreams. He doesn't give up on what He put in us. Looks like your marriage is never going to make it, never accomplish the dream. All the circumstances say that it's over and done. But God says, I can see things that you can't see. It's not dead, it's just asleep. That person that hurt you, God is saying, let me in. I'm going to wake up the healing, wake up the new beginning. That mistake you made, you feel condemned. Every voice tells you, God's not going to bless you. God is saying, no, let me in. The dream is not dead, it's just asleep. I believe today, things that you've given up on, things that you think are dead, they're about to wake up. Dreams are waking up. Healing's waking up. It's not dead, it's just asleep. Joy is coming. Victory is coming. It may have been asleep a long time, but it's not too late. It's not too far gone. You need to get ready. God's about to wake it up. God has put dreams and promises in you. You've tried again and again, it didn't work out. But God is full of surprises. He's about to bring back to life what you thought was dead. Your latter days are going to be more rewarding than your former days. Your promise is on the way. That dream is on the way. That business you wanted to start, that addiction you've been trying to break. Every voice tells you it's too late. It's never going to happen. No, get ready. God's about to wake it up. Your baby is coming. That business is coming. The freedom is coming. Now, get in agreement with God. Stir your faith up. Believe that it's on the way. Go out with expectancy. Keep your mind going in the right direction. Yes, I've had this sickness a long time, but I know my healing is on the way. I had a bad break, but I know favor is in my future. When we think like that, then God marvels at your faith. My father was taught in seminary that the day of miracles was over. That was for Bible days. But we learned there never was a day of miracles. There's a God of miracles. He's still on the throne. When you take the limits off of God and dare to believe for your dreams, don't be surprised if people try to talk you out of it. You really believe you can start that business, break that addiction? I don't know. It seems kind of far out to me. Don't let another person talk you out of what God put in your heart. Believe big, pray big. God is longing to be good to you. He wants to make you an example of His goodness. So everywhere you go, people look at you and say, he's blessed. You radiate joy, favor, victory. You're a living testimony. We all face times when the odds are against us. It's easy to think this sickness is much bigger, much stronger than me. These people coming against me, they're much more powerful. On your own, you may be outnumbered, but you're not on your own. The God who controls the universe says He would take care of your enemies. The cancer may be stronger than you, but it's not stronger than our God. That debt may look insurmountable, but it's no match for our God. He owns it all. The scripture puts it this way. It's not by our might, but by the Spirit of the Most High God. You don't have to do it on your own. Don't get discouraged. Don't live stressed out. Stand still. He is going to give you victory over powerful enemies. May not happen overnight, but as long as you're believing at the right time, He's going to take you into your promised land. That victory is on the way.
Everybody in this room that knows that the Lord is with you, stand up and brag about it right now.
If the truth be told, we were being totally honest. Most of us don't like waiting. Particularly if we're waiting for something to change or something to get better. Waiting can be a very frustrating experience. But the worst kind of waiting of all is waiting on God. When God forces you to wait for things to get better in your life, for things to improve, to change, to reverse, and nothing is happening. And yet, over and over again in the Bible, we're told to wait on the Lord.
The most difficult place for you to be in life is in God's waiting room. In God's waiting room. Some of you are in God's waiting room right now. What is God's waiting room? When you're in a hurry for something to happen and God isn't. That's God's waiting room. Some of you are in a hurry to graduate. Some of you are in a hurry to get married. Some of you are in a hurry to start a family. Some of you are in a hurry to launch a new business, to close a big deal. Some of you are in a hurry for a big goal, a big dream, a big accomplishment. Some of you are in a hurry for all kinds of different things, and God isn't.
And one reason we get in a hurry is we think we're falling behind. Our friend is getting married. Our coworker got promoted. The neighbors moved into a new house. We got to make things happen. We're being left out. Well, here's the key. What has your name on it will not go to anyone else.
We don't like to trust somebody else's timing. Why? Because we lose control. And so we'd rather than trust God, because trusting God means, my goodness, I actually have to trust God. We'd rather go, listen, I like the plan and purpose you have for my life, but can we do it my way? And here's the funny thing. Now that I'm a parent, I recognize in my children that they don't like it to wait on my timing. They don't like to wait. They don't like to chill and be patient. But the thing is, if they would just trust my timing, they would recognize it's for their good. It's for them to be blessed and prosperous. And so you can live life frustrated, anxious, stressed out, angry, or you can rest and go, God, I have to trust in your timing.
Another thing you have to learn in life is that a delay is not a denial. There's a big difference between no and not yet. Now, immature children don't know the difference. You tell a kid, not yet, they start crying and having a hissy fit because they think it means no. They don't understand a delay is not a denial.
We all have things that we're waiting for, problem to turn around. When it's taking longer than we thought, it's easy to get discouraged, to become impatient. But sometimes it's not happening because we're not prepared for what God has prepared. You need more time to grow, to develop, to gain experience. Patience is developed in the wait room. Before you see what God promised, God will send you to the wait room. You may not like it. Other people are in the game, making progress. You're stuck waiting. You may not see anything changing, but something is happening. Patience is working. You're growing, developing, getting you prepared so you can sustain what God has coming. Don't get discouraged because it's not happening as fast as you would like. When He knows you're ready, what you give birth to is going to be much bigger than you've imagined. Maybe you've been praying, being your best, but you don't see anything changing. Have a new perspective. You're in the wait room. You're not falling behind. God has you right where He wants you. Now do your part and wait with a good attitude. Thank you that what you promised is on the way. If you will wait with the right attitude, after patience has done its work, you're going to see promises come to pass.
Don't allow a moment of agony to make you draw a conclusion about life prematurely. Because if you just keep on walking with God, God has a way of making everything all right. But he warns us that the steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord. Now, the term steps implies process. It means it's going to take a while. Because a blessing given too soon is not a blessing at all. I can give my son the car keys now, but had I given it to him when he was 5, it would not have been a blessing at all. He can't handle it. So would I be a good father if I gave him a good thing too soon? Sometimes my goodness is proven by my ability to say not yet.
You see, while you're working on your project, your goal, your dream, your vision, God's working on you. And God's much more interested in you than in what you're trying to accomplish. Because you're not taking your accomplishments to heaven, but you are taking your character. And sometimes God says, yeah, I intend to give you what I've promised you. I intend to answer that prayer. I intend to fulfill the vision, but you're not ready yet. I want you to grow, and when you're ready, then it's going to happen.
And I'll admit, I don't like to wait. I like to make progress. I like to get things done. But I've learned some things take time. So much is developed in the process. When you're doing the right thing, but nothing's changing. Remember, something is happening. You're growing. You may not like it, but you can't bypass the process. David said, God, my times are in your hands. I not only trust your ways, but I trust your timing. When I'm ready, when I can handle it, you will take me to new levels of my destiny. Something may have your name on it. You know God has put it in your heart. But if it happens too soon, the blessing will become a burden. Sometimes God proves His love to us by what He's not letting us have. We just have to spend more time in the weight room, growing, learning to trust God, learning to keep a good attitude when things aren't going our way. The sooner we pass these tests, the sooner God will release what belongs to us.
You can never lose faith. When you don't see no way how, you have to buckle down and keep believing. God is always coming. The moment you ask God for something, He boxes it up and He ships it to you. It's going to come. He just don't tell you when. But He don't tell you when the package is going to arrive. So here's the deal. He wants you to stay in faith to receive the package, because He only delivers to Faith Street. That's how it works, man. Let me tell y'all something. Being successful is not a magic trick. You just have to learn the principles of success. I am telling you, your education ain't got nothing to do with it. Now, when you gonna ask Him for it, and are you gonna wait for it to happen? Or are you gonna lose faith? Well, I guess it wasn't the Lord's will. How you know what God's will is? It all happens at an appointed time, but you have to stay in faith for the appointed time to happen for you.
All you gotta do is write down what you want, because the sacrifice say this. Write the vision and make it plain. And even thought it take a long time, wait for it. For Surely it will come at an appointed time. Don't say nothing. He don't make true what you believe in. For the dreams you have been praying about, they are already in. The permission is coming. The right people are coming. You may not see any signs of it yet. What you can't see is behind the scenes, is move the wrong people out of the way. He's arraying things in your favor, lining up the break you need. Didn't bring you this far to leave you. You may have big challenges, but we serve a big God. That dream may look impossible, but God can do the impossible. Even when the odds are against you, is for you, and He's saying it's on the way.